Hello, my name is Caitlin Trahan, and for today's advanced concept presentation, we will be making a pasta rocket. For this experiment, we do need a couple of materials. We need hydrogen peroxide. I believe this one is 30%. We need a mason jar with a lid, active dry yeast, and a pasta that has a hole in it, so we use ziti. So with this experiment, we did have to take a drill and drill a hole into the top of the mason jar in order to fit the pasta in the lid. So as you can see, the pasta can fit into the lid, and we are going to use this for an experiment. Alright, so for the first step of this experiment, we are going to take our mason jar and put hydrogen peroxide in it. So we are going to put at least that much based on the size of this mason jar, give or take. Alright, for the next step of this experiment, we are going to take our yeast and put it into the mason jar. So you do see it foam a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. And then we are going to take the top of our mason jar and make sure that the rubber is firmly pressed against the jar so it creates a nice tight seal. Now that we have a nice tight seal, we are going to give this a shake, and then, all right. So as you see, I lit it on fire and we have our pasta rocket. Look at that. Wow, that's cool. All right, so we actually had a really great result with this experiment, and I was really surprised of how it actually turned out because my rocket was awesome. Anyway, so there are basically three types of rocket engines: solid fuel, liquid fuel, and a hybrid that uses a solid combustible source and a gas oxidizer like oxygen. With the pasta rocket engine is a hybrid and uses pasta, a complex carbohydrate, as the fuel, and oxygen as an oxidizer. The pasta is a tubular type like ziti, and the oxygen source comes from hydrogen peroxide, which is H2O2. The oxygen is liberated from the peroxide with any baking yeast, which contains an enzyme that catalyzes the production of the O2. The production of O2 from H2O2 is exothermic. So when I was doing the experiment, I did realize the top of the mason jar did become a little bit warm, but that is because the production of O2 from H2O2 is exothermic. So I hope you enjoyed this experiment, and I know I did.